Hi, this is Bridget Lyons with Unfettered Inc., and I'm here with a PR primer. Today's question is something that I get all the time, so no preamble, we're just going to jump into the question that Brendan sent to me. He wrote, I work at a great company in New Hampshire and am responsible for many PR-related activities. I spent the majority of my time applying for different awards, which we've had a lot of success with. Best companies to work for in New Hampshire's coolest companies for young professionals, those kinds of things. These efforts have given us a lot of coverage locally, but we are looking to break into new markets. What is the best approach to getting in touch with national magazines, Inc., for example, about spotlighting the company or featuring us as an example in an article? I figure there are several angles that could be highlighted, like our company culture, innovative projects, or the startup story, but I'm assuming sending the company bio in a Word document to tips@inc.com isn't going to get much attention. Do you have any suggestions on how to approach this? Well, Brendan, I have great news for you. Not only do I have some tips for you on how to approach it, I actually have a copy of Inc. magazine in my office, so I'm going to walk you through it. It's a little older one. It's from last November, but it'll work just fine. Now, while we're going through this, I want everyone to remember two key words, which is targeted and customized. First, we're going to go through the targeting part where we figure out who at the magazine we're going to target, and then we're going to talk about the customization, which is how you develop the pitch. Okay, so I'm really going to walk through this step by step, exactly how I would do this if I were pitching this for a client. So first you need to learn how to read something when you're preparing a pitch, which is very different than when you're reading as a consumer. So the way you do this is you go into the magazine, you flip through, and you find the table of contents. So in Inc. magazine, the table of contents falls on two pages. There's a page here, and on the back, there's a second page. I don't know how well that's coming through, but hopefully you get the gist. This is true of almost every magazine, and sometimes there are a few pages later are the second set of contents. So make sure you find both of those pages. What you're going to find on the first page are the big features. Okay, now you can pitch these, but it's a little bit harder. So what I want to recommend to you is if this is your first time approaching a national magazine, you go to the second page, because what you're going to find there are their regularly scheduled features. And the beauty of pitching a scheduled feature is that this is content that they have to go fill every single month. So they're always looking for something, and it's very specific, so it helps you develop your pitch. It just has all kinds of benefits, a great way to start. So in Inc., if you look at the table of contents, or I'm doing it for you, you can see they have behind the scenes, a huge launch section, something called Street Smarts, a few others, and a strategy section. And then there's also subsections. So in strategy, there's branding, finance, elevator pitch, marketing. And the reason I'm pointing these out is that those are very specific areas that you're going to find in every single issue. So when we talk about the customization, what you're going to do is figure out what you're going to target and then how you're going to customize something that the magazine can use. All right, so let's flip through. I want to take a look at the strategy section. So it's pretty near the back of the book or the magazine, which is lingo. Anyway, so I'm looking at the back of the magazine in the strategy section. And the first article is on branding. It's called Hey Kids, Let's Put on a Show, What a Music Festival Can Do for Your Business. And if you see, it's a really cool article. They have like this big picture that has people at a concert, and it's a couple pages. So it's still pretty meaty, even though it's near the back. It's like 3 pages long with pictures. Okay, so let's pretend that this is just a great match for your business. You definitely have something cool you can say about branding, whether it's for your own company or maybe for clients that you're working with. Let's just say this is a fit for you. So then the next step, you know the section and the article looks really good, is you want to know who wrote that article. So here we can see this guy, his name is Patrick J. Sauer. Okay, so we're going to go find something out about Patrick. So the very next step to do is go back to the front, and you're going to find the masthead in the magazine. Now, the masthead looks like this. And I know you can't see it very well, but you can tell it's boring, right? It's super boring. And what the masthead is, it's a listing of all the people who are working in the magazine. So it's boring if you're just reading the magazine for content, but it's the most valuable piece of information in here if you're trying to pitch. Okay, so what we want to know is Patrick. We want to find out, is he an editor? Is he a reporter? Is he a freelancer? There's all kinds of different ways he could be involved. So I'm looking, and I do not see Patrick's name. All right, let's take a little pause here. Now, if the person's name is in here, it's great because you just eliminated a step. You know that they work for the magazine, and the next thing to do is go out and find their contact information and start developing that customized pitch. Here, because he's a freelancer, it means you have a little more work ahead of you. But I do not want that to discourage you, because pitching a freelancer can be a really great way to break into national publications. You can go Google Patrick and see, does he write for Inc. regularly? Does he write for other business publications? And if he still looks like he's a good fit for you, if you approach him with a pitch, first of all, he gets a lot fewer pitches than the magazine reporters are going to, so that's great. And he's looking for content that he can pitch to the magazine and he can get paid for, so he's going to be hungry for that. So we've targeted Inc. magazine, we've targeted the specific section, which is strategy, and then within that the branding, and you know that Patrick is going to write this article for you. So the very next thing you do is you're going to customize a pitch that you're going to send to him that tells him exactly what your story angle is. What's that cool hook you have? If it's not concerts, what is it? And then you're going to lay out to him, like, I think it should be in this section, in this magazine, here's why it's a great fit. And then if there's any elements that you can give to him, whether it's other companies you work with or clients that you've worked with or statistics that you've looked up, just to round out the story, that's going to make it all that much better. Now, I know you're probably sitting there thinking, this is a ton of work. And you're right, it is a lot of work. But it's so much more successful than just sending out like what you had rightly guessed would not work, your bio to a tips or just to an editor and hope that they're going to come up with a story for you. They're just deluged with information, and it's never going to happen. So you can either do the work and get the coverage, or do the old school way and develop a really dull press release that you send to everyone and no one picks up. But this way is the way that you know that you're going to get some bites for your story ideas. So Brendan, that has been your PR primer, and I really hope that you'll email me and let me know how it goes, and if you have any follow-up questions. For everyone watching, if you sign up for my newsletter, you're free to send in any questions that you have, and I'll answer them in a future edition. I'll see you next time. Bye.